Today we have with us Dave Kauffman, the Senior Manager for the Performing Visual Arts Magnet Program. Dave, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Dave, I'd like to talk a little bit about PVA. So tell me a little bit about PVA, what it stands for, what its mission is.
Certainly. The PVA program stands for Performing in Visual Arts Magnet. It's an immersive experience for our students. It gives kids a chance to work in the arts and increase the amount of time and depth that they would maybe otherwise experience in a comprehensive school setting. It also, our program emphasizes the creative process and collaborative opportunities. It gives kids a chance to work together in their art forms, in part because of the amount of time that we manufacture for our students.
Right, so it's about sort of then you're looking at the process and the product, right? So it's in the whole spirit of collaboration.
That's an excellent way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah. So because sometimes we think of the performing visual arts as the performance or the the painting or something, and it's all about the process too. So getting students to work together in a professional atmosphere. Right?
Yeah, the skills that they learn by developing their process transfer outside of just their art experience as well. So it's a valuable experience to understand that it's not just an end product.
Right. Yeah. No. Sure. So talking a little bit, thinking through about the school part of this, right? So the curricular part. What subjects are taught in PVA? So what courses are given?
Yeah, in the PVA program, we refer to our subject matters as primes. So in the middle school, we have 4 primes. Creative writing and drama is combined as a prime. We have our dance program. We have music, and within that prime, we have an instrumental component that's band, an instrumental component that's orchestra, and then a vocal component. And then we have our visual art program. As we move into the high school, it gets a little bit more specialized. We have film and new media gets added to the conversation. In addition to creative writing, is a focus in and of itself. Dance, music, again, are 3 disciplines within music. In theater, we have our acting component, and then we have a design and production division as well, or prime as well, and then again our visual arts. There's a lot of our primes, the music and dance people might be more familiar with, but 2 of the primes that I mentioned, I want to talk about a little bit more because they're very specific to the PVA program. Okay. And the first is film and new media. It's through experiential learning of modern media techniques. Students are engaging in film. They're engaging in video, animation, photography, graphic design, sound, and other computer skills.
That's a vast array again. So it's not just film. The new media is the part here that really is sort of...
Yeah, it's a very expansive opportunity. It gives them a chance to really use those tools for artistic self-discovery. Right. So that's something that's very specific in the Anne Arundel County Public Schools to the PVA.
Right.
The other program that's also very specific to our program is design and production in the acting world. And a lot of times people think of sets or lighting and so forth. Right. Our students have an opportunity of working on design and producing with state-of-the-art lighting and sound technology. They're creating costumes, they're creating sets in fully customized production labs. They're increasing their leadership and creative responsibility because in addition to designing the sets or designing the work, they're also working with their peers in a collaborative setting to be able to have it come to life. It's got to go from the paper to the stage, if you will.
Right.
And so it gives those kids a chance to have a professionally developed portfolio of their work. So we're very excited. Again, we're excited about all of the primes in the program, but to be able to have these 2 so very specific primes in the program, it gives kids a great chance to experience a higher level of art.
Right. So the big takeaways then would be they're called primes. So we don't call them concentrations, we call them primes, right? And they have different areas. Middle school and high school have some things in common. High school has additional programs that are common. So
that's exactly it.
Right. Yeah. That's a good takeaway, but it's also part of that. So the student who's interested in one of those areas, one or more of those areas, could at least have the opportunity to apply for and then experience those programs.
That's correct.
That's good. I mean, that's a great way to look at it with, so if I'm a parent and I have a child who has different interests, so one could have an interest in vocal music and then also in film and new media, they could at least have a chance to explore that in the high school level.
That's
That's really
that's one of the strengths of our program by its design. Yeah.
So thinking through about the middle school and the high school, where is PVA taught? So where is PVA part of the magnet programs?
Certainly, at the middle school level, the students that are in the northern half of the county, they attend school in all of the primes. They attend school at Brooklyn Park Middle School.
Okay.
For the students that are in the southern half of the county, they're going to attend, if they're in PVA, they're going to attend at Bates Middle School in Annapolis.
Okay.
At the high school, almost all of the primes are delivered at Annapolis High School, with the exception of music. Music is taught at Broadneck.
Okay.
But one of the things that's special in our program, we have an incredible teaching facility we'll talk about a little bit later in greater detail. But in Annapolis, it's Studio 39, and it gives our students, it's a lot of high school instruction that takes place there during the day and the evening, or in after school, but it gives our students at Broadneck and Annapolis a chance to collaborate. It's a combined instruction space for students in the PVA program.
Okay, so I see that in middle school then the students are together, so all the primes are together in either Brooklyn Park Middle School or in Bates Middle School.
That's correct.
At high school level, they're not together, it's based on the prime area. So music is at Broadneck High, and then the rest of them are at Annapolis High, and then Studio 39 is the focus of they could come together and then collaborate because they're both at the high school level.
Yeah, oftentimes the school system refers to this as a two-school, one-campus model, and with 39, it's almost a three-school or three-campus, one-school, three-campus model. So it gives us a chance to utilize a number of different resources on behalf of our students.
Right. Yeah. So thinking through then about this, and a parent could then, to know which school goes where, could go to the PVA website. In Anne Arundel County, everything is done by acronym, right? So it's aacps.org/PVA. And the parent could also look at aacps.org/magnet, look for the magnet brochure, and at the bottom of the page for PVA, they could look at which school goes where. And it's done by the feeder middle school, correct?
That's correct.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so that's a way to look at it, sir. So thinking about who enrolls in PVA, who might enroll in a PVA Magnet Arts program?
So many times people think it's just going to have been kids who either have been taking private lessons or who have been doing arts all their life. And really the PVA program focuses on giving an access to students who have a passion for the arts. The students who want to be able to spend more of their day, more of their academic day, immersed in the arts. So in our program, we have the double prime period. So a student, instead of getting one period in an 8 at the high school level and even at the middle school level, it gives our students a chance to have a double experience in that. In addition, we also have our extended day program that gives even more time for kids to be able to be immersed, not just in their own art form, but in multiple art forms. As far as the grades, we can accept 5th and 6th grade students auditioning into the program, going into middle school, and then we accept 8th and 9th grade students for the high school program auditioning.
So the student then who resides in Anne Arundel County and is currently in 6th grade or 9th grade, so already in the middle school or the high school, can apply for the following year for going into grade 7 and grade 10? That's
correct. One of the things that we acknowledge is that many times kids are developing their understanding of what their interests are on an ongoing basis. I often use the example that I didn't know that I wanted to have been a high school band director until I got to high school and was in a high school band. So, you know, many times the doors open for us in that freshman year, and students find out that they really want to pursue an immersive experience in the arts. So we've made that opportunity available, and then also again at the middle school level as well.
Yeah, and so also give the students an opportunity to express who they are. It's sort of like if their inner artist is going to come out, this is the time to do it, right? And an artist in the larger sense of the word, right? So that they could explore who they are and what they want to do, develop for talent, right?
Certainly.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do. So thinking about the process now, how are students selected then for PVA?
So just like any of the magnet programs, there's the magnet lottery is the final selection for all of the students. In our program, we do have another layer. It's a screening layer so that students are appropriately placed within our programs. So we do have auditions. Historically, they take place on the first Saturday in December and then in the first Saturday in January. And then the lottery takes place sometime in February. And if there's even any remaining seats in the program after the lottery is conducted, we do have a late audition in April. It's at Studio 39 in later April for those areas where there might be still openings if someone didn't know that the audition was taking place.
Right, so thinking through the entire process, a parent is in 5th or 6th grade or 8th or 9th grade. In the fall of those years, a parent would apply, right? The student would apply, and they could select how many arts areas, how many primes?
Two. They can select two arts primes to audition, and then if they get entered into the lottery, and then potentially offered a seat.
So then the final selection is just one of the primes, right?
Yes.
So, right. So it wouldn't be just they could participate in 2 primes. They have to participate in. They can audition for 2, but participate in 1, and then the other experiences that you have too. So that would be in the fall. Then the audition in December, January, as you said, and there may be something for a late audition also. So that's an entire year of really sort of opportunities for the students.
Ultimately, we want to provide the greatest access for students and families who are self-identifying that they want to have an immersion experience in the arts, and we really want to make sure that we're connecting them to a meaningful experience.
Oh. I mean, that's a great thing to have. So that's another opportunity in addition to all the other opportunities. It's part of a programs of choice, as I understand it. So, so it's part of this is just another option for parents to have, right, and the families have.
That's correct.
Yep. So tell me a little bit about the experiences. What kind of experiences happen for these students in PVA? So we talked earlier on about collaboration and the process and product. Tell me a little bit about the experiences.
Yeah, so one of the signature components to the PVA program is our extended day instruction. At both the middle school and the high school levels, students are given access to additional arts instruction beyond the traditional school day. And it is in a number of different opportunities for kids to work within their art, work outside of their art, to be able to dabble in different interests beyond necessarily the thing that drew them initially to the program. The extended day program includes main stage productions. We have dance company. We have an electro rock orchestra that's part of the extended day program.
That's pretty cool.
There's alternative art techniques. We even have the only teen opera in the region.
Wow.
Poetry slams. There's a jazz combo. So there's a lot of different opportunities and experiences in that extended day instruction for our students. And then in the senior year and the 8th grade year, we've got students who get to do a capstone project as part of their extended day experience. It serves as a highlight as to a kind of a culminating example of the work that they've done in the program at each of the 2 levels.
Can family members or siblings participate in some of these arts experiences?
Yeah,
then?
yeah. So many of these experiences actually take place at Studio 39 and in our performance or gallery spaces. We also have performance and experiences that take place within the community. We have a great partnership with Maryland Hall, and of course the school system has the cafe at Maryland Hall.
Right.
And we do a number of performances throughout the year. The PVA program is represented there, as well as the art that you'll see in the cafe is art from PVA students. So we're very, very proud of the experiences that we give our kids within the program, so that they're getting, again, real world opportunities in the arts.
So if I'm thinking about a student now, and a student enrolls in a school, you mentioned the double periods, right? So the student during the school day has an arts experience, a double period of that prime, right? And then now you're talking about after school experiences that they extend it even further. So they're getting it in the school day, within the school day, in the confines of the school day, and then afterward during the extended day program, right?
That's correct.
And then you're talking about then community experiences even beyond that the students could participate in, right?
Yeah, there's performances in that regard that the students get to participate in, but then there's also a number of other performance and workshop experiences that our students get to have because of their involvement in the PVA program. A couple of them that we're very excited about. We've got members of our dance prime that are working with some of the members of the world-renowned Radio City Rockettes. Our visual arts students are immersing themselves at MoMA, the Modern Museum of Art in New York City. Our music students work with musicians from the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, from the Annapolis Symphony Orchestra, as well as service band and ensemble musicians from the Washington, D.C. area.
Wow.
So because of our proximity to so many metro areas, we really allow our students, again, an access to world-class training and experiences. But additionally, they also get to attend these world-class performances.
That's cool.
So being able to be in this Baltimore, D.C., Philadelphia, New York corridor, we regularly take our students to see performances. I was just with a group of students on this past weekend at a performance in D.C. Our program is just regularly taking our students. There's a number of spring performances already scheduled, and it's just an ongoing aspect of the program.
It's pretty cool. I mean, so Baltimore now, as you know, doesn't have a consistent opera anymore, right? So they have some opera, and you mentioned teen opera. That's a pretty cool experience for the voice prom ages, right? So that would be that's a pretty cool experience. And they get to perform, is that it, or they get to just work with other teams?
No, they get to perform, and what we really want students to understand, and what the PVA program offers is that individualized voice. It gives students a chance to not necessarily have to be homogenized within their interest or within their passion in the arts. So we really help to emphasize that we specialize our instruction, the experience, the portfolio development, all of that takes place in a chance. We have individualized lesson experiences within the program.
Wow.
So it's a very important aspect of what we do, which is to specialize and design our instruction for the students in our program.
It's pretty cool because thinking at it from the parent's perspective, you have a child who has an interest in an art, has a chance to apply for this magnet program. It has to go through an audition because that's the professional part of it, right? And you even mentioned creating portfolios for keep maintaining a professional portfolio. So teaching them sort of the softer skills of the art. So the art is the art itself, but the processing that you include is just kind of a neat experience. Is that you give them the process of looking at the bigger picture here. So you have to deal with other people, you have to have experiences, and as you mentioned, we're 3.5 hours or so from New York. We got Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington. It's a pretty rich arts area, right?
Yeah, we're very fortunate, and I think sometimes we take for granted how much access. And right here in Annapolis, there's a lot of great, fantastic art that takes place right here, literally in our backyard. So we're very fortunate.
It's impressive also that the students then, so I'm thinking at it, send my student off to school, my child off to school, child gets arts instruction double, because that's something that doesn't happen anywhere else, right? You don't get double periods of things just because.
Right.
And then after school, the extended arts, then the family gets to join in, you get to work with other people and artists in the area, and then you get to attend. So this is a pretty broad experience, right? And so I just want to change subjects a little bit. You did talk a little bit about Studio 39 as part of the, sort of the hat trick there, the trifecta, right? So you've got Annapolis, high school, Broadneck, and now Studio 39, and that seems to be a locus of the venue for a lot of the performances. Talk a little bit about that, what that is and does.
Certainly, yeah. We offer high school daytime and extended day instruction at Studio 39, as well as providing professional performance and gallery space for our artists to display their work. It features state-of-the-art audio and lighting systems. They're designed to give our performing arts students the highest level real-world experiences. We want them to leave their experience in our program and be able to transfer that into a real-world environment. Our space is flexible, so it's custom designed for each production we have. We perform in multiple orientations. We can perform along the wall. We can perform in the round, a thrust. We can even have a built balcony along the proscenium.
Wow.
And we have staging that is custom seating for the audience in those settings. So we really do have a great deal of flexibility in our performance space. But in addition to the high school events, Studio 39 is also taking on a life, supporting. Last year we supported the Bates Middle School musical because we want the middle school students to also have an opportunity to experience a professional theater environment. We have the second room. It's a arts program for our elementary students on Saturdays that's taking place. It's just a great.
That's at Studio 39 itself.
Visual arts on Saturday mornings at Studio 39. So we love the ability to collaborate with the visual arts program, the music program, our dance program, all of the the theater program in the school system. The PVA does a great deal of collaboration with them. So we're excited about that particular project on Saturday mornings.
Yeah. So how does a parent get involved in that Saturday morning if you have an elementary school child?
So the best avenue so that's not a program of the PVA program. We just have collaborated with the visual arts.
Okay, gotcha.
But the visual arts office, Eleni Dykstra, would be able to help answer any questions that people might have regarding that program.
Pretty cool. So then, I mean, so if you started the conversation with, there's experiences, process, and product. Now you've also got sort of the experience as part of this too, sort of the interaction seems to be like the part of this that's pretty neat, right? So that in that space at Studio 39, it allows them all to come together and just showcase what they're doing, right?
Yeah, it highlights that community is just an absolutely central part of the arts, and it's something that we foster in the PVA program.
Right. You talk a little bit about the sort of the college students that help here or attend?
Well, so we have a number of our students that once they get through the program that move on, and we have about 70% of the students in the PVA program that once they finish their experience with us, move on to an arts program in college themselves. But one of the things that highlights, while we're very proud of that statistic, we're also very proud of the 30% that choose to be involved in the PVA program in high school and not necessarily pursue art as a career, but were able to pursue art as a passion during their high school experience.
Cool. Right.
One thing that we want people to understand is that you're not an artist by profession or not an artist.
Right.
You can be an artist and have a job as an accountant. The notion of being a musician does not mean that that it has to be your vocation.
Right.
You can use music as an outlet. You can use dance as an outlet for expression without it necessarily having to be the thing that you do to earn money to pay the mortgage.
Right.
So we're excited both that we have a high number of students that do continue on with their arts as a career, but that we have still a significant figure of students that just did it in their experience in high school because it was something that they were passionate about.
Sounds like you're saying that some students use the arts as a way to feed their stomach, and some feed their souls, right? So that's how you do it. So
yeah,
it's part of who they are. It's just not what they do to maintain a family or sustain a living or whatever else they want to do. It's pretty cool. But you give them that experience.
Yeah, but among those students who did select to pursue arts as a career,
right?
We have some of the world's, not just our country's most significant, but some of the world's most significant art schools our students are currently or have been members of. New York University, the Tisch School of the Arts.
Wow.
Berkeley College of Music.
Boston.
The School of the Art Institute of Chicago. Maryland Institute College of Art. The Peabody Conservatory at Johns Hopkins. And the University of Arts. And that's just one of about 70 or more schools, different schools. We have several students, maybe going to the same institutions,
Right.
but we have more than 70 different institutions that PVA students have pursued a college education after their PVA experience.
That's pretty impressive, because if you're thinking about students, so they're coming in, some could come in at they're 10 or 11 years old when they first apply, right? Going into 6th grade, they've got the 3 years of certainly of the middle school. That's their commitment to us, is that they're going to go through all 3 years of the middle school. And in high school, it's a full day, right? It sounds as if you're saying it's a full day, 4-year commitment in the high school level, and then they can choose to go on to an academic career or not, depending on what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, we are truly, in that regard, we want to facilitate student choice while also giving them a real focus and an immersion in the arts.
right. But the commitment is, all 4 years of the high school. So they're coming in, they're staying, right? They
Yep.
we want them to stay. We want to really get them and sort of train them and give them experiences they wouldn't have had otherwise,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. One of the things that we try to let people know, and that we're very serious about, is that we are incredibly thrilled that we are in a school system that has a dynamic arts program in our comprehensive schools. And so our program has never been designed or intended to compete with those programs.
Right.
Our program is intended to be a magnet location for those students who want to choose to be in an immersive experience in the arts. And we as a school system have dedicated energy, resource, talent towards making sure that our students in the 84,000 students in the Anne Arundel County Public Schools,
Right.
They all have access to this world-class instructional model if they choose so. But if what they really want to do is be involved in a STEM field, we have that experience too,
Right.
and a comprehensive arts program at the school that they can be involved in as well.
Understood.
So that commitment, that 3-year commitment and 4-year commitment, goes hand in hand with being in an immersive experience. You don't immerse yourself in something for 1 year.
Right.
You experience it for 1 year,
Right.
and you really delve into the details over the course of the total 3-year program or 4-year program.
Pretty cool. So sort of like to sum up now, so how would a parent, teacher, student contact you or get in touch with you, and anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, it's really easy. Anyone who wants to get a hold of us, if they've got questions about the PVA program, it's pva@aacps.org. It's a very easy email address. Our website, as you mentioned already, is aacps.org/PVA. And we're just very proud that our students, our teachers, our guest artists, we're proud of what they're doing in the program, and we really love talking with anybody who's interested in auditioning, interested in finding out more about the program, or even teaching in the program. Just give us a holler.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Dave, thank you again for coming to talk to us a little bit on A Cup of Joe about the PVA program. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Take care.
The Cafe at Maryland Hall is a collaborative venture between Anne Arundel County Public Schools and Maryland Hall for the Creative Arts. The culinary arts students of the Center of Applied Technology South not only prepare the wonderful food items, they also manage and staff the cafe. Patrons may enjoy a treat or a cup of coffee while also enjoying exhibits and performances from artists in the AACPS PVA program and local art community. This amazing collaborative partnership gives the community an opportunity to experience awesome food and customer service in a rich, artful atmosphere here in the community's Arts Center, our vibrant and exciting Maryland Hall.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Porter. Anne Arundel County Public Schools Department of Transportation is raising the level of awareness for the safety of your children as we transport them to and from school. When a school bus stops to load students, as a driver, this is what you will see. At 150 feet, the bus will activate hazard lights. At 100 feet, the bus driver will activate the amber lights. They will start slowing down. At 10 feet before the bus stops, they will turn on the red bus lights. Their stop sign will come out. and students will begin to load. Once all students are on board safely, the bus driver will turn off red lights and move forward. At this time, it is safe for the motorist to resume movement.